You referred a moment ago to being mayor as a tough job. The current mayor at least has crime fighting credentials. He's a former U.S. attorney, for one thing. So, realistically, why should voters think you would be more effective than Hogsett at tackling what are, by your own standard, difficult challenges in dealing with public safety?
One would think that he would be able to lever that experience. He certainly campaigned on it when he was first elected. But the body of evidence, in my view, is clear that work experience that he had theretofore hasn't resulted in results that our city, from a crime, a violent crime, a public safety standpoint, has trend lined in the wrong direction through his administration. Again, it comes down to leadership. Yes, you can have had some work experience in one office, but that doesn't mean that you engender the leadership, that your leadership engenders the support of, for example, the IMPD. We have acute challenges in our police department. We are, in my view, objectively, woefully understaffed. I come to that conclusion from service on the IMPD Staffing Commission some years ago, and from, albeit brief, service on the Public Safety Committee of the Council. Data-driven, nonpartisan, by commission. We looked at where a city of our size and geographic dispersion, over 400 square miles, needs to be to effectively deliver on our police services. Our council has funded and authorized 1,848 sworn officer positions. We're 300 down. Mayor Hogsett campaigned in his last reelection on hiring an additional 150 officers. He has on the force today fewer officers than he had on the force on January 1st of 2016. What does that reflect? That reflects a leadership challenge. It's the case that we're bringing in more and more green recruits, but we lose the veteran members at a higher clip, and so we've got a growing net deficit of officers on the force. More cops, in and of itself, sounds like simpleton speak, as though it were the answer to everything. It's not, but it is the difference between a reactive policing crouch or posture that I think our department has been left in, relative to that proactive, community-facing, community-engaged posture that we want our police department to be in. When I served as a council member, I represented at points 2 districts. Council members turn up at neighborhood meetings, or at least those that are doing their job turn up at neighborhood meetings. And in my experience, in my first stint in the Ballard years, where our staffing levels were closer to where they needed to be, we would have a public information officer or a beat officer that would turn up at the neighborhood meetings. Those meetings are where your most engaged, attuned neighbors naturally turn up at, and they would be there to listen and to hear from the neighbors as to what concerns they are seeing. The officers would say, well, we'll beef up patrols here, we'll keep an eye on this. And it was that differential that enabled them to get ahead of some of those things that, on the other side of this, result in the squad cars and flashing red lights that we see on Fox 59 and Channel 13 every evening throughout the course of the week, where they're responding to something bad that has already happened. I do not want a militarized police department. I don't like blacked out squad cars. I want to see our police out in the community. I want there to be enough police officers where they can actually walk a beat, or where we can have bike patrols on the Monon. I think our mounted police division is present and offers citizens a feeling of comfort and security when we have downtown events where we get concentrations of people in our mile square that are vital to our city. I think the motorbike patrol is one of those elements that's important. It's important that the police be forward-facing and integrated in this community, and not just responding to truly violent crime. And that difference of those several hundred officers is a big part of that in my view.